Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the shocking story of Danielle Colby of American Pickers was found guilty in connection with the death and was sentenced to prison tonight. Of Fritz Frank, Danielle, the witty and adored star of American Pickers, was recently sentenced to life in prison after being found guilty of running an incredible international criminal network. These charges, particularly the alleged role she played in the death of her former co-star Frank Fritz, shocked the world. This is not just a small celebrity scandal, it is the complete collapse of a reality TV legend now stained with blood. What began as rumors of fraud and smuggling broke out into a murder inquiry, and now released video from inside the courtroom shows Danielle sobbing uncontrollably as the judge handed down her sentence. It was total chaos when the judge announced her destiny. Danielle, the self-assured tattooed queen of antique treasures, screamed, flipped a chair, and had to be held after rushing for the bench in a fit of wrath. The weight of justice has now left her a broken woman. Please leave a comment below with your thoughts on this scandal and make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos with exciting investigations. If you're interested in this story and want to learn more about mysteries, leave a comment with the number 1. If not, leave a comment with the number 0. Don't forget to hit like and share this video with those in your immediate vicinity. Let's begin the story now. FBI investigations reveal that a well-planned business has fallen apart in real time, with indictments sealed away. In addition to collecting antiques, Danielle is accused of operating a sophisticated global smuggling network, trafficking, and stealing cultural artifacts from war zones using deep web platforms, encrypted communications, and offshore accounts. However, as investigators looked further, they discovered criminal files, messages, and digital records that directly linked her to Frank Fritz's suspicious death, a tragic event that was initially believed to be related to health issues but could now be classified as a criminal act. Agents also discovered millions in tax fraud, forged documents, and proof of transactions with black market buyers in Europe, the Middle East, and beyond. The once cute American Pickers shop is now a sealed crime scene, and fans are devastated. Danielle Colby wasn't just a supporting character, she was the show's soul. Her fearless demeanor and distinctive fashion made her a symbol of empowerment and rebellion, but now that image has been destroyed. Was it all a front or did she conceal a sinister double life? Leaked courtroom footage swiftly went viral, showing Danielle Colby sobbing uncontrollably and yelling profanities as she told millions of fans that she would spend the rest of her life behind bars. This tale is far from over, with additional arrests anticipated and whispers circulating about accomplishments and cover-ups. It is a tragic fall, and for the families involved, it is only the beginning of a far deeper truth. The controversy involving Danielle Colby may turn out to be the most startling takedown in reality TV history. Subscribe now, and we'll keep you updated on all the frightening developments in Danielle Colby's collapsing enterprise, including exclusive content and inside footage. It all started with a dramatic raid, but no one could have predicted what they would uncover. In early April 2025, a team of federal agents supported by helicopters and tactical units raided Danielle Colby's estate in Iowa with a sealed warrant, and months of intelligence gathering. What they found inside sent shock waves across the country and ignited a growing storm of scandal from the outside. This place looked like a collector's paradise, but hidden within Danielle's vintage treasure trove were secret tunnels, hidden compartments, and illegal artifacts funneled out of conflict zones in the Middle East. But it wasn't just about stolen antiques. Investigators uncovered encrypted ledgers, deep web transaction logs, and encrypted messages detailing everything from artifact money laundering to tax fraud. But in reality, the bombshell was a hidden server in her private office containing chilling communications implicating Frank Fritz, including a document labeled cleanup schedule that FBI agents believe may directly link Danielle to his untimely death. Sources: there was growing evidence that Frank may have discovered her illegal activities and was preparing to go public before abruptly ceasing to speak to admirers, according to those close to the investigation. This is unthinkable. Danielle Colby was more than just a reality TV personality, she was a rebellious icon known for her unrepentant outbursts and classic tattooed knowledge. However, now that her reputation has been destroyed, has the woman who lived off of forgotten treasures been concealing a deadly secret from the beginning? Social media was ablaze with confusion and rage. Theorists of TikTok, Reddit detectives and YouTube investigators all jumped into the case, each trying to piece together how the eccentric star of a beloved show ended up being accused of murder and now with her life sentence handed down. The internet wants answers. This is just the beginning, with the feds digging deeper. Accomplices may be named and more leaks are expected to dismantle the case against Danielle Colby, which is rapidly becoming one of the most shocking scandals in reality TV history. Stay tuned as what unfolds may shed light on the entire legacy of American Picker. The gateway to Danielle Colby's scandal is not just the tabloid whispers. It all began with a chilling discovery on June 17, 2023. A worried neighbor in Bloomington, Indiana contacted authorities after noticing a foul smell emanating from the residence of Professor Harold Clemens. When officers entered the home, they encountered eerie silence and a door slightly ajar. In the basement, they discovered a chilling scene. The body of Clemens, a respected Civil War historian, lay motionless, his hand clutching a tarnished silver pocket watch. At first it appeared to be a natural death, but engraved on the watch was the inscription RK-187, for honor not glory. If ignored, its message would eventually lead to a national scandal. Before a Savannah National Museum memo revealed that the pocket watch had been taken from the museum's Civil War collection in 2019, a theft that had never been made public, local authorities were perplexed. However, the artifact was discovered in the hands of a deceased man, and its trail led straight to a well-known face. Within 2 days, social media went into overdrive as online investigators quickly discovered a terrifying clue from a Reddit thread claiming that Danielle Colby had been caught on camera carrying an identical stolen artifact in an unaired episode of American Pickers. Hashtags such as Danielle Colby's pocket watch and Picker conspiracy have taken over trending tabs. Videos of Danielle negotiating Civil War objects have surfaced again, including one in which she paid an uncharacteristically high amount for an untraceable pocket watch. Screenshots of deleted scenes and rumors of cover-ups have spread swiftly. Whistleblowers asserted that the producers were pushed to hide entire segments due to authenticity concerns, and that the editors of the show were told to delete sequences in which Danielle broke bounds in her images. Viewers now question whether American Pickers unintentionally displayed stolen items on the internet. Regardless of where public opinion goes, the FBI has seen enough and has started a new investigation with Operation Rust Rail that is primarily focused on Danielle Colby. Theorists speculate that Danielle has long operated in the shadows, using her role in the show as a cover to buy and distribute rare items to private collectors. Some think the pocket watch is just the tip of the iceberg, while others claim she was set up by a rival in the underground trade. Please remember to like, share, and comment on the video if you find this narrative intriguing and full of unexpected facts. You can also subscribe to the channel to ensure that you don't miss any more entertaining films. Let's continue the story. In July 2023. After Operation Rust Rail officially began, the FBI secretly established a task force to track down stolen historical artifacts that might have ended up in Danielle's possession. They examined social media posts, show episodes, and behind-the-scenes video, and they discovered a startling pattern. Artifacts would appear in Danielle's possession before disappearing without any records of sales or donations. When a History Channel employee shared 14 minutes of unreleased video from a visit to a Kentucky warehouse, in which Danielle examines multiple Civil War pocket watches and murmurs, the case became public. We don't need to talk about where they came from. The task force was shaken by that single line and proceeded to track down a man named Marcus T., who was Danielle's associate and her courier. They discovered a trail of secret meetings, hidden warehouses, and bank transfers to a suspicious entity called Heritage Circuit LLC. The more they dug, the more they discovered stolen artifacts from Syria, war documents from Ukraine, and even statues that were allegedly trafficked out of Iraq. Among these items were 3 more Civil War pocket watches, each confirmed as stolen and connected to Danielle's recent travel itinerary. Her public persona as an eccentric comedian and vintage enthusiast was disintegrating, leaving behind the portrait of a woman entangled in something much more sinister. By November 2023, this operation had grown into a full scale. The communications gleaned from Danielle's encrypted chat logs were even more damning. Federal sweep financial analysts tracked down over $5.2 million in payments connected to Danielle through shell companies based in Singapore, Cyprus, and bias cryptocurrency transactions and hush money payments, pointing to a vast network beyond Danielle herself. She regularly messaged acquaintances about hot things and clean routes using identities like Dust Duchess and Anti-Queen 42. One exchange had a strange message with coordinates. The last straw was a ledger, but even if the law gets in the way, the past should be maintained. Artifact codes, destination nations, and transaction sums were found in a handwritten encrypted notepad that was found during a Nashville raid. Red flags were aroused right away by phrases like, burn after arrival, and unfinished ghost museum, not only stolen commodities but also human trafficking and historical erasure. On January 9, 2025, Danielle Colby's trial got underway in Chicago, and the courtroom was inundated with media as protesters and supporters flocked in equal numbers. The prosecution presented a compelling case that included digital proof of coordination with known traffickers, insider testimony, and fake acquisition papers. Our audience loves the story but they don't need the whole truth, Danielle once observed, according to a former American Pickers producer's testimony, which was the most startling moment. The prosecutor's argument emphasized the intention to mislead authorities and the public. Frank Fritz issued a cold written statement, but the majority of the former co-stars remained silent. I left that show because I knew something was wrong, but I didn't have the proof. Danielle, who is known for her strong independence and composure throughout the proceedings, was hit hard by the statement. When asked if she had anything to say, she stood up, looked directly at the jury, and said, "History is not just what we read but what we choose to protect." American Pickers was immediately cancelled as the entire room fell silent. The following week, Danielle's Instagram, which had previously been full of charming vintage posts, was inundated with irate comments. Federal agents closed and sealed archaeological antique stores. Collectors were concerned about potential legal action. Museums rushed to confirm artifacts obtained via Danielle's contacts. The entire business froze in terror and mistrust when auction companies abruptly removed their listings, and online groups conjectured widely about whether Danielle was the mastermind or merely a tool in a larger plot. Some referred to the encrypted contents in Ledger X that referenced C7R1FRA, which is thought to be an acronym for a European high-level customer. The more significant query was how many additional people were engaged and how long this had been going on undetected, right in front of devoted followers and TV cameras. By spring 2025, rumors circulated that Danielle's case was just a small part of a global network. Investigators hinted at a second wave of indictments targeting foreign dealers, museum curators, and even television producers, but the biggest mystery remained unsolved. What really happened to Professor Clemens? Officially his death was ruled an accident, but the combination of the missing pocket watch, mysterious emails he sent before his death, and his warnings about historical theft pointed to something much deeper. One theory suggests Clemens discovered Danielle's network and confronted her or one of her partners. Another theory posits he tried to sell the watch back to the original owner and was silenced before he could. Danielle's prison journal was seized but leaked online, containing strange excerpts. He warned me that I wasn't listening. Now his voice echoes in every tick of that watch. Whether a confession, a metaphor, or manipulation, no one can say for sure. Danielle Colby now lives behind bars. Cut off from the world she once flourished in, inmate 888134QZ9 is perceived by some as a misunderstood preservationist who disobeyed the law for the sake of a greater good, and by others as a skilled manipulator who used nostalgia to create a smuggling empire, whether she operated alone or as a link in a larger scheme. Her fall has altered her life forever. Because not every artifact in this world belongs in a museum, reality TV demonstrates how hazy the line can be between passionate deception and crime, especially when history is sold. American Pickers, a once quirky and educational legacy, is now a cautionary tale. As for Danielle Colby, her silence now speaks louder than her fame. Do you think she is a cold strategist motivated by power and profit, or a rogue historian trying to save forgotten treasures?